Hello guys, today I'll be reviewing Saint Anger by Metallica, which is often considered the worst album. Many people have issues with things such as the snare or drum sound. That's probably being the biggest issue for many people with this album. And also no guitar solos, and of course many people have a problem with the production, which is a bummer because this was actually produced by Bob Rock, so you'd expect something a little bit better from the production. But I'll go ahead and be honest. I don't think this album is as bad as some people make it out to be. I kind of like it. Now, there are some things that I don't like, and we'll get to those eventually, and you'll know what some of those are, of course. But with this album, of course, it's definitely a departure from their past work, and there are some moments in the album that have a little hint of new metal in there or alternative metal. But yeah, the album, they were also trying to go for a more raw slash garage sound, and you can definitely hear that, especially with certain tracks. And another thing that I heard about this album was that I think Bob Rock said this, that they didn't have enough time to get a really good or a strong performance from James. And yeah, you can definitely tell with this album. You can tell with the final product. But anyways, let's go ahead and dive into the album. The album starts off with Frantic, which I think is maybe the best song on the album. Lyrically, it's about the mistakes they've made through wasting time with drugs and alcohol. Overall, I think it's a pretty catchy song. Now, in terms of like focus and structure, it seems a bit kind of chaotic, you can maybe say, because you have your moments that are a bit more melodic, then you have your moments that are a bit more crazy or heavy, or however you want to put it. But you also have the infamous frantic tick 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 tock. But for some people, that ruins the song for them. But for me, I still enjoy the album I still enjoy this song for what it is. I think it's not a bad choice for an album opener, and I think it's a blast to listen to, I'll admit. Because again, I do think it's the best song on the album. And I think it's kind of a blast to listen to. And if that's just me, that's fine. I don't really care. But anyways, next song on the album is the title track, Saint Anger, which I believe was the lead-off single. And I like the moments that are more aggressive in this track, such as around a little bit after a few seconds after the 5-minute mark. I like the aggression around there, towards maybe the second half of the song. And now there are some pretty ridiculous lyrics in this track, but there is still, in my opinion, some enjoyment in this song. Now, I wouldn't say it's the best song on the album, but I would say it's one of the better songs in general on the album. Now, does it need to be over 7 minutes long? Not really, but at least there is some enjoyment. You can actually find a little bit in this song, such as with some of the guitar work and maybe even some of the rhythm work too. And in the chorus is okay. It's memorable. It's one of those choruses that can maybe get stuck in your head. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. But in this case, I'm kind of in the middle about that. But yeah, one of the better tracks on the album, I'd say. But then we get to Some Kind of Monster, and this song, right off the bat, it is way too long. You have an intro or build-up that is over 2 minutes long, and it's just filler guitar work, in my opinion. But then you finally get to the verses where we get the lyrical genius of this is the this is the that, this is the this is the that, and that can get a little bit annoying. But yeah, there are also some moments vocally where in the song where James sounds a bit rough, such as during around the part where he does the "Are we the people?" or whatever. But the chorus, I'll admit, kind of goes hard. I mean, it's nothing too complicated. It's just some kind of monster, and all that. But the song does have some redeeming values, in my opinion. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the song does have a lot of filler moments, such as in the first 2 minutes, especially, which is not a good sign and not a good start. But then we get to the song "Dirty Window," and this is another song that's kind of a blast and kind of has a fun aspect to it when you listen to it. I do think that the snare is maybe a little bit more annoying in this song compared to some of the other songs on the album, but still listenable at times. But I will admit the drum snare in this song can be a bit ridiculous, a bit annoying again, but there are some riffs in the song that do have some nice grit and punch to them, I will say that, such as towards the part where you get the projector, infector, and all that stuff. But overall, the song, some things I like about it, but some things I'm kind of on the fence about. But then you get to Invisible Kid, which is another song that I think really overstays its welcome, and you kind of hear nu metal a little bit in this song, in my opinion. When I hear some of the riffs in the song, I kind of hear nu metal a little bit, hints of it. But also, the song is lyrically about a kid who is withdrawn from the world and is hidden inside himself, mentally, pretty much. And also, the part where James is doing the "I'm okay, just go away," that part kind of reminds me of Korn a little bit. Maybe I'm the only person that hears that, but that's what I always think of when I hear that part of the song. But this song, ultimately, at the end of the day, is just way too long. Some interesting ideas here and there, maybe, but also, I think the first half is definitely better than the second half with the song, because you get some pretty terrible vocal moments from James towards the second half of the song, especially. But then we get to the song My World, and dude, that middle part, or that part towards the second half where you get the "I don't even know what the question is." It's like, okay, chill, James, chill. You lyrically and vocally, you can do better than that. But the song, kind of like with Dirty Window, kind of has a banger kind of fun aspect to it when you listen to it. It's definitely not boring. It definitely grabs your attention. I mean, for some people, it makes them want to turn it off, especially with, of course, the drum snare. But this song might have some of the worst lyrics on the album, in my opinion. It's my word, you can't have it. It's just, I don't know. Kind of a mixed bag of a song. I mean, musically, some moments that are okay, but I don't know. Maybe I'll just say that the song is kind of a mixed bag overall for me. But then you get to Shoot Me Again, which is maybe the worst song on the album. I mean, definitely one of their worst songs out there for sure. One of their worst songs in general in their catalog. It's just, if there's a song on the album, if I had to choose one song where I definitely would not defend, it'd probably be this one. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it right now. I mean, the Shoot Me Again, I ain't dead yet. It's just, when you get to that part, all you want to do is just really want to fast forward, or you just want to roll your eyes in general. It's just a really bad song, and it's another song that's just way too long. If I remember correctly, it's a little over 7 minutes long. It's just stop, please. Just mercy. But anyways, next song, Sweet Amber. And this song definitely has that garage feel, that raw feel to it that they were going for. You can definitely hear that in this song. And I think it's one of the better songs on the album. Maybe one of my favorites on the album, too. Maybe a few moments vocally where James sounds a bit rough or just a bit off. But besides that, kind of a fun song to listen to. The rhythm work kind of pulls you into the song, such as in the verses. And I think the chorus is okay. But then you get to the Unnamed Feeling, and this song is often considered one of the better songs on the album. I do hear a little bit of nu metal / alt metal in terms of overall sound and really some of the riffs in this song. And I mean, you have the part towards the middle of the track where you have James going on about, oh, get out of my head and all that, you know, that angsty nu metal line like that one. But I'll admit, the song is not bad. It's definitely different. I'd say it's one of the songs on the album that can definitely stand on its own for being different enough. And overall, it's not a bad song. Not as super fast or upbeat as some of the other songs on the album, but still pretty good. And even you can sometimes feel the emotion from James in this song too, and that definitely helps too. But overall, I'd say it's one of the better songs on the album. But then we get to Purify, which offers absolutely nothing new to the table for Metallica or anything new for this album in general. maybe some decent riffs, maybe, but it's one of the lesser memorable songs on the album. And dude, that chorus is laughably bad, but it is what it is. But it is easily one of the weaker songs on the album. But then we finally get to the album closer, All Within My Hands, and you have the infamous part towards the end of the song with the kill, 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 kill. And it's like, all right, come on, please don't make me want to turn off the song, please. But I'll admit there are some moments in the instrumentation in the song that I think are okay. Now, you have that guitar part at the beginning of the track, and then the drum snare comes in, and it's just annoying as heck. But then you finally get to the verses, and then things go on from there. Maybe one of the weaker songs on the album, maybe. If not, then it's maybe closer to the middle. Of course, if I were ranking the songs on the album, but it is another song on the album, kind of like with Invisible Kid, where it's just way too long. One of the songs that definitely deserves more trimming, in my opinion, but okay, let's just go ahead and get to the rating. So if I had to rate this album, I know most people would probably rank it, or not rank it, but rate it under a 5 out of 10. But for me, I'll maybe go for, I don't know, a 5.5 or a 6. Maybe I'm being too generous, but again, I don't think this album is as bad as some people make it out to be. I think it does have some redeeming values, in my opinion, but there is no denying the fact that the album does have plenty of problems, and there are obvious reasons why it is considered their worst album, and it really is their worst album. But yeah, Saint Anger, I'll go for either a 5.5 or a 6 out of 10. Now, of course, my score can change at any time, but that's what I'm going for now as for a score. But anyways, let me know your thoughts on the album. Do you love it? Do you hate it? How's it compared to their other albums for you? Do you think it's their worst? And all that good stuff. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a comment and like, subscribe. Have a nice day, and take care.